Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today is Wednesday, 6th July 2016. We'll start with our prayers. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatya Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So today we are going to discuss chapter 10 of the first canto. It is titled Departure of Krishna for Dwaraka. So we'll just take one shloka. It's chapter 10, shloka number 20. Anvonyam asita sanjalpa Uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam Sarvashruti manoharaha Anvonyam asita sanjalpa Uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam Sarvashruti manoharaha Radhikaraman Prabhu.
Anvonyam asita sanjalpa Uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra pura istrinam Sarvashruti manoharaha
Anvonyam among each other. Asit there was. Sanjalpaha talking. Uttama shloka the supreme who is praised by selected poetry. Chetasam of those whose hearts are absorbed in that way. Kaurava Indra, the king of the Kurus. Pura, capital. Trinam, all the ladies. Sarva,
Sarva,
all,
all,
Shruti,
Shruti,
the Vedas,
the Vedas,
Manoharaha,
Manohara,
attractive to the mind.
attractive to the mind,
Translation. Absorbed in the thought of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is sung in select poetry, the ladies on the roofs of all the houses of Hastinapur began to talk of him. This talk was more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas. Absorbed in the thought of the transcendental qualities of the Lord,
Absorbed in the thought of the transcendental qualities of the Lord,
who is sung in select poetry,
who is sung in
sung in
select poetry,
poetry,
the ladies on the roofs
the
ladies
ladies on the
on the
roof
roofs
of all the houses
of
all the
the
houses
houses
of Hastinapura
of
of Hastinapur
Hastinapura
began to talk of him.
began to
began to
talk
talk
of
of
him.
him.
This talk was more attractive
This talk was more attractive
than the hymns of the Vedas.
than the hymns of the Vedas.
Vedas.
Thank you very much. Please mute your mics. So we saw in the previous chapter, which we finished yesterday, that Bhishma Deva ultimately leaves his body, and then everybody there, they depart for their own places, and Yudhishthira and Krishna together, they go to Hastinapur. And now in this chapter we'll see how Krishna is preparing to go to Dwaraka. So Suta Goswami was speaking so far, narrating everything. And now and then Shaunaka Rishi asks him questions. So this chapter starts with a question by Shaunaka Muni. So he wanted to know that how Yudhishthir Maharaj, along with his brothers, how did he rule the subjects? How did he take care of the praja? And then, of course, he is also saying that because the way he was expressing himself, Yudhishthir Maharaj, it's very obvious that he is not very happy. But still, he has to take care of the praja and the administration and everything. And Bhishma Deva instructs him, right? We saw that he gave him instructions on how to do it. So now Suta Goswami starts replying to Shaunaka Rishi. He said, Krishna, he became very pleased when he re-established Maharaj Parikshit on the throne, And then he got him back the whole kingdom of Kurus. And now there was no more anger anywhere, all this anger during the war. That's all subsided. So Yudhishthir Maharaj also, in a way, was satisfied that he got instructions from both Bhishma Deva and Krishna, of course. Krishna keeps giving him instructions all the time. So then all his misgivings had gone, and he ruled over the earth and the sea. Like, everything, water and land, you get control of both the things. And then, of course, he was assisted by his brothers, the Pandavas. And now his kingdom his rule, especially, is as good as Rama Rajya. What we hear of Rama Rajya? So Yudhishthira was even better than that in many ways. And in the next few shlokas, it's all mentioned that how everything was abundantly available. When the king is a devotee, Raja Rishi, then he is naturally compassionate to all the people. He is not exploiting. he is not torturing. He is performing his duties perfectly. And also, administering the whole thing very systematically. And because of that, all the necessities of the praja was fulfilled properly. Everybody is performing yajna. So because of yajna, rain takes place, and then rain gives helps getting all the grains and the fruits and the vegetables and everything, in abundance. So this all described here. And then everything was in, like there's no scarcity, no hoarding. Nobody trying to make money by hoarding the grains and things like that. And it says that even the cows were so happy that their udders were always full of milk. So much so that on their own, even without milking, the milk will flow down to the earth, and the earth around them, where they are standing, will become wet. So much. So that Prabhupada says is the best thing that can happen. If the cows are like that, not skinny. And of course, here you can say in the Western countries, the cows are very fat and, udders are full. But they're all on unnatural thing, artificial hormones and this, that. They feed them to extract. But here the cows naturally were so happy. So that is one. Prabhupada has a long purport on that, and he says that if the cow protection is not there, then no country can prosper. Ultimately, there may be some prosperity by, because of some abundance of other natural resources and so on. But still, unless, he said, unless all the forests are properly there, the fruits are there, the trees are there, everything is nicely balanced. And then even the trees will give more fruits, grains and all will be there. And more important, now Yudhishthira Maharaj has no enemy, it's everything, all his enemies were destroyed already. So nobody is disturbed. There's no enmity, means you can imagine everybody living in peace. We can't imagine it anymore, because we have so many problems. Every country has a problem. Every country is in trouble now. So this way, Krishna lived with the Pandavas for a few months. He wanted to let them settle down, and then his whole purpose of doing his Leela is to satisfy the devotees. So it has satisfied them enough. Of course, it's never enough with Krishna, but still, he said, okay, now I spent some time with you. And then he also spent some time with his sister, Subhadra. Then he says, okay, Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, please allow me to go now. I have to leave. And then, of course, Yudhishthira Maharaj also knows that people in Dwaraka are also waiting for him. So he says, okay, if you so wish. And then Krishna bows down to him, and Yudhishthira Maharaj embraces him. And then he's, again, same thing as I told you. Krishna is always having a very proper protocol. Whom he should bow down, whom he should hug, whom he should bless, whom he should smell the head, and so on. So he knows exactly. And then he got into his chariot. And when he was on the chariot, by the time all these people were there, Subhadra, Draupadi, Kunti, Uttara, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, Yuyutsu, some names are here. Kripacharya, Nakula, Sahadeva, Bhimsen, Dhamya, and Satyavati. And they were all in a very bad state of consciousness at that time, because Krishna is leaving. They are almost about to faint. Cannot bear the separation. So, Sutta Goswami said that the intelligent people, they always want to glorify the Lord and hear these glories. And it's never enough. Sometimes, we hear the same story again and again and again, but we are still very fond of those stories. We want to hear. There's a nice example given that between the spiritual and material, the difference. An example given was of a circus, in childhood, all of us have seen circus. So circus comes to one place, and then it's, everybody's excited. They come and watch. Slowly, after some few days or few weeks, the audience starts becoming lesser and lesser, because everybody has seen. And then, by chance you are in some other town and you find that the same circus is there. And some of your relatives says, come on, let's go to circus, because they are excited because for them it's new. And then you somehow go. And unfortunately for you, suppose you go to another town on a visit and you find the same circus there. What would you say? Somebody says, come on, let's go to circus. You say, oh, come on. No more circus, I've seen. But you see, Janmashtami we celebrate every year. And then somebody tells the stories. Or Krishna Leelas are being played everywhere, every year. Rama Leela, Krishna Leela, they are played, but then people come and they know what's going to happen most of the time. But still they are excited as if, it's happening for the first time. Because it is related with Krishna. It is related with Lord Rama. So spiritualized already. So naturally, Pandavas, how can they think of even living without Krishna? Krishna has helped them so much. He got them their kingdom. And then he gave them some wonderful association. So Krishna also felt very compassionate for them, he says, everybody was looking at him and Krishna was looking back, and it was almost like a pin drop silence. And then the female ladies, they started, they wanted to cry. This is very beautiful. They are like this, they wanted to cry. Eyes are full of tears, but they're not allowing the tears to come out. Why? Because it may be a bad omen, apshakun, if you cry when somebody is going. So they're holding back the tears, but their hearts are full. So then Krishna asked the charioteer to start moving. So various types of drums and bugles and all that, they're being blown to give him a nice send-off. And then all the royal ladies of the palace of Kurus, they got on the top of the palace roof, and from there they were showering flowers on him. The ladies will not come in front. It's not that they also come and start hugging and saying bye-bye, like we see the scene in airports and all that. No. They're just very shy and keeping their, maryada. They're all just only showering some flowers on that. So then at the time Arjuna comes here and he has an umbrella, and he just with a very nicely decorated with jewels and all, and he holds it over Krishna. And then Uddhava and Satyaki, they come and they start fanning Krishna. And then Krishna is sitting there, all the flowers around him, because so many flowers have been showered upon him. Then they start moving. And then this way, the one shloka that we read today, this is another favorite of mine. I don't know. Somehow at 3 times I got this shloka when I was speaking in some temples. And somehow this shloka came. The temples were going shloka by shloka, but 3 places. That's the one we read today. That the ladies, they're all on the roofs and they're talking to each other about Krishna, And it says this talk was more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas. Imagine. Generally, ladies, when they're talking, it's disturbing, right? Because they're just, whispering or sometimes loudly, and the whole talk is about whose sari is better or something, what happened, what did you cook and all that. But here, all these ladies were talking about Krishna. And that's why any talk about Krishna is even more attractive than the Vedas, like Shrutis. There are hymns, Sama Veda, everything is sung out very nicely. But still, this talk about Krishna is far, far better. And here it is, what they said, that look at their talk. They're talking to each other now, and somebody says, here he is, the original personality of Godhead. We know that he existed even before this creation. And then everything is going to go into him. All the energies will be suspended. And then they said, Krishna is glorifying his devotees like anything. He's giving them a chance. And he guides them. So this way, they are able to do so many activities. Lord Brahma is able to recreate everything by the empowerment of Krishna. This is the talk of the ladies, you imagine. The same Krishna has cleansed our hearts of all the dust that was there, just by our devotional service. And that way the devotees take control of their pure existence. And then one of the ladies says, my dear friends, see, here is this Krishna. He's so attractive. And his leelas, oh my God, we have been part of that sometime we hear. And this is the most confidential part of the Vedic literature. It is he only who creates, maintains, and annihilates. They have no doubts that, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are the creator. No, they know. They say, they're expressing also. It's Krishna only. And then one of them says, when the kings and administrators, they live like animals in the lowest mode of ignorance, the Lord comes and then he shows them the way, Revolve. So his activities, his leelas are super phenomenal. And we have really, really enjoyed each one of them. Everybody glorifies the Lord. The Yadu dynasty, kings of Yadus, the great devotees, all the leaders. And then Krishna came to Mathura, so we know how he had this wonderful leelas, Bala leelas and Yavana leelas and everything. And then one of them says, see, Krishna is going to Dwaraka. So Dwaraka must be even much better than all the heavenly planets, And then all these Dwarkavasis are more fortunate than us because Krishna is going to spend his time there. And then one of them says, see how fortunate must be Krishna's queens. They must have performed great austerities, great devotional service for ages just to get ultimately Krishna's hand. And imagine Krishna embracing them, kissing them. How fortunate are these Matajis? queens. So, they're just glorifying all the good qualities of Krishna. And then they're talking about his children, Pradyumna, Samba, Amba, Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, and how Krishna forcibly took them away. So this is all ladies' talk. But Suta Goswami says, these ladies are all glorious. They are, super, because they are discussing about Krishna. So the conclusion of this is that whenever we are discussing Krishna, that's the highest level of discussion we can have. So this way, they're all greeting him and talking in this way. Krishna smilingly accepted their good greetings, and then he departed from the city. Yudhishthir Maharaj, at that time there's no enemy, there's no fear from anything, but still he sent his Chatur, four divisions of defense, meaning horses, elephants, chariots, and army, to accompany Krishna till the border. And he actually said, I can send them all the way to Dwaraka. Krishna said, no, he doesn't need it. Krishna, who can do anything to Krishna? But still, out of love, out of the concern for Krishna. So then finally they separated. And because Krishna asked them to go back, they said, no, you should go back. Your families are waiting for you. And then Krishna started for Dwaraka. So this way, Suta Goswami says, O Shaunaka, Krishna then went through various states. He just talks about some Kurujangala, Panchala, Shurasena, then Brahmavrata, Kurukshetra, Matsya, Saraswata. And in the purport, Prabhupada talks about, as you get on from Delhi, you come to Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, like that, And then, not Maharashtra, and then Gujarat, and then Dwaraka, like that. So these names are there in the, the name got changed over a period of time. So wherever Krishna went, he was being welcomed. Everybody was worshipping him. And then in the evening, he will just stop wherever it becomes evening. They will take a rest, they take a break. So this way, every day, this was happening, till they reached Dwaraka. So thank you very much. I really enjoyed this narration. I hope you also enjoyed it. So if you have any questions, comments, we can take it up. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Oh. Why do that like this? Hare Krishna. Please go ahead. Anybody has any question, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So after Krishna left for Dwaraka, he never came back to Vrindavan?
No, he never went to Vrindavan. Actually, then, as per some scriptures, he never went. Sometimes it is said that he went one time and to meet Radharani and all, but that's at the end of all the other Leelas. Finally, he goes to Vrindavan, but now he doesn't go there. Because Radharani is cursed that for 100 years she will be separate from Krishna. So if he goes, then that curse will not be valid. And the curse is given by Sridham. Krishna's very close friend and devotee.
Why was Krishna being cursed?
Krishna, not Krishna, Radharani.
Radharani. Okay.
Radharani was cursed.
Why she was cursed?
And there is a story in the Goloka Vrindavan when one time Krishna was having a little pastime with Viraja. Viraja was another great Sakhi, not Sakhi, she was also Krishna's friend. And Krishna was having a good time with her. And then Radharani came to know and she became very angry. And she went there in the forest where they both were supposed to be there. And Sridham was guarding the area. Sridham and his friend, they were guarding the area. So he stopped Radharani. He said, you cannot go. But Radharani just pushed him and went there. And of course, by the time Viraja came to know that somebody is coming, so she was afraid. So Krishna just transformed her into a river, Viraja river. And then Radharani didn't find anything, but she knew that something is going on here. So she went back very angry. And then Krishna went to, appease her, and he was pleading that, no, I was not with anybody in this, that. So she still was, very upset and abusing Krishna and all that. So Sridham could not tolerate that. He said, what is this going on? Why you are doing this to Krishna? And then in that anger, he cursed her that if you are treating Krishna like that, then during the next pastime of Krishna, you will be separated from him for 100 years. And Radharani also cursed back Sridham. She says, you Brahmana, you will be always short of Lakshmi and all that, because your all opulence will go. Till that time it is said that Brahmanas were very rich. But when Radharani cursed, then generally Brahmanas are not so rich. So this was the first time in the Goloka Vrindavan.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Anybody else has any question, comment?
Prabhuji, I have one question. This story is from which scripture? Like this Krishna's pastimes of Goloka, where can we find?
This is, you can read that in Pastimes of Radharani by His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami. He has collected from various scriptures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I had given these classes. I have about 19 of Pastimes of Radharani in the YouTube. So if you subscribe to my channel, then you can see those who are interested in Radharani's pastimes. There are, I think, 18 or 19 of them.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much. If you want darshan, then I can get you darshan of Radha Shyam Sundar.
Yes, Priya.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai. Today they are in navy blue, dark. Gopal ki jai.
Jai.
Lakshmi.
Jai.
Jai.
Venkatramana ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.